Welcome in, everybody, to the In-Houses, brought to you by the In-Houses. These are not put on by CCL officially. These are all organized by the community, so just want to go ahead and dump that out up front. But either way, we are here. We have a little in-house for all of you, so let's go ahead and start to get into this. This is going to be Fun's, Fancy Pants, Cure, Legacy, and Gunner on the left-hand side with Porky, Lutano, Cascon, Got Filth, and Galaxy on the right. Now, I can say for Galaxy plays from Europe, and I believe Cascon plays from the UK. I think everyone else is NA. Oh, Gunner actually might be... Is Gunner French? Galna Gunner? I think they might be French, or European in general, but... vast majority is going to be, I believe, North American players here either way. Looks like we're going to get rid of that Chromie, Lost Vikings, Abathur. We are going to Cursed Hollow, so this is a map where objective control is good when it comes to like poking with these Chromies, or even just the recklessness of a Hogger, but the overall map pressure you can throw out with a Lost Vikings or a Abathur can be big. And let's not forget, Cascon, I believe, has played some Abathur for Oxygen in the previous season of CCL, so a little bit of respect coming out from this left-hand side blue. Swedish or something? That might be right, yeah. If you go to the CCL Season 1 stuff on Wikipedia, it breaks down where each region person is. I could look on my own notes, but I'd have to open up all those, as May is going to kick things off for us here for our blue side. Not a hero we see a ton of, I feel like, in competitive play, but she's got a lot of really good setup. Like, there's just so much that she can do, and it's maybe it dials back or comes back to the argument of, well, ETC has a little bit more control with his abilities. He doesn't always face melt after he power slides, because that's essentially what her icing does. But you do have control with that. You can throw out the Blizzard, icing past someone, and knock them back into that Blizzard. So there's a little bit of that control play with May that I've been seeing a lot of players go into. So we'll see if that's the case for our blue side. For the right side, it's going to be a Stukov Diablo. Really good combo right there. You have the Shadow Charge into Overpower with a Lurking Arm underneath that, and then maybe someone comes in for some Burst. Speaking of Burst, we're going to go ahead and get the Zeratul on the left-hand side with a Brightwing as well. Really, really liking the Brightwing phase shift ability for the big boost in healing. The AoE cleanse with the Soothing Mist will be big for the side of our blue team, and the Zeratul burst ability into the backline can be really awesome into that Stukov. The one thing Zeratul has to worry about is the turnaround potential from Diablo to then shut down said Zeratul. Unfortunately, no Vikings in this game, yeah. Tychus, though, will be banned out, as this is definitely going to be a Cho'Gall. I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's they on the side of the red team don't want to deal with the sustained damage from the Tychus, the overall siege potential, the poke potential, even the kill potential. Like, it's like that grenade is always such a big snipe. It's like back in the day when you'd always, see the Gilnean cocktail from a Greymane go through a gate and get a little bit of that splash damage and get the kill on someone. It's just, those moments are really cool, and I think beyond a lot of the other factors for Tychus, he does have that little extra damage, which can control a bit of the team fight. Dahaka Sylvanas for the right-hand side as well. Dahaka offering some global potential wave clear, as well as that, well, as I said, global with the brush stock, so you can kind of match the Brightwing in that right. The only thing is Brightwing will be able to give cooldown reduction to their phase shift, which is their global, whereas Dahaka will not be able to get a cooldown reduction to level 20 with the Apex Predator, and that Apex Predator, I believe, takes it down to a 25-second cooldown, but you have to get to 20, and that's the thing. That's the big question, is do you get to 20? To round out everything for the side of our blue team, we're going to see a Cassia Leoric. The Leoric wave clear is good, and Tomb can be big. Benon, thank you for the follow. See Leoric. Yeah, you could basically go like Entomb, Ball Lightning, but a Valeera is going to round things out for the side of our red team. I like this. Not a hero we see a ton of, but it's one of those heroes that can really, really get in the backline and harass things like the Brightwing, even the Zeratul. I think Valeera has a couple... Does she have a couple reveal abilities? Not really. I mean, like, it's, if anything, like, it'd be the game of like Zeratul revealing her, or we'll have to see how the 1v1 goes, but I feel like we're gonna see a lot of 1v1 between the Zeratul and the Valeera. I'm really excited about this first game we're gonna get here. And for the sake of it, let's go ahead and run a Twitch prediction. Who wins? Blue team or red? We'll throw about a minute on that. If you want to just throw some Twitch predictions, you're more than welcome to. Just, it's always fun. It's always fun to get a little gambling in. I checked, he's indeed Swedish. Ooh, I know things. Thank you all for hanging out with me this afternoon. I'm really, really excited about all this. Sorry, I was getting a question from one of the players really quickly. All right, we're into game. Let's go ahead and jump on in. On the left-hand side, we got the members of our blue team. We got Kier on the Zeratul, Fancy Pants on the Leoric Legacy. Will be on the Bright Wing, Funds on the Cassia. Gunner's going to be on that May, and that is going to be our blue team. I thought I didn't say the Leoric name. On the right-hand side, we got the side of our red team. Porky's going to be on the Dahaka, Lutano will be on the Diablo, Galaxy on that Sylvanas, Got Filth on the Valera, and Cascon on the, oh my god, the Stukov. Let's go ahead and get on into our level 1s and our mid lane team fight, or at least our first fight. A little bit of poking. Tongue Drag was attempted by the Dahaka, will not connect just yet. Waiting to see if May's going to be able to get some damage out, or at least lock someone down with that Blizzard. Not the case. Overpower, Shadow Charge. Lutano trying to make a play. The icing will knock members of the red team back, and there was the Soothing Mist Cleanse from Legacy. Cryo Freeze will be used by the May really quickly just to be able to get some of that healing back, and now we see our players rotating into their respective lanes. Porky going to be going into the bottom, and I like this actually. This is a little bit of a delayed rotation from both sides, because I think what it does, beyond catching someone in the rotation here, is it gives the opportunity for the globals like Dahaka to be able to see where the first objective is. On the minimap, it shows that it's in this top portion in the center of the map, so that means that Porky can easily hang out in the bottom lane and soak up, and then use that brush stock in maybe an aggressive manner, maybe into one of these back bushes to try and flank into the enemy team. Really, really good setup already from the red team, and it's little things like that, like a lot of players will just go, like I've done this myself, like I've been the solo laner, I'm like, all right, we'll roll the dice, I'm gonna go into this lane, and that's literally the lane that, like, I usually go into top, and then it's like right here, it's like, well, my brush stock's kind of moot in a sense right now. So it's hard to gauge some of those moments, and that's something I will take into my own game, is Got Filth tries to dive in onto Cure, but I believe Cure read the situation a little too well and was able to blink backwards before any damage did happen. Diablo versus May in top, in May in top is interesting to say the least. Usually you don't see like main tank. It's something like you'd split off like maybe like 2 assassins or something like that, but this is an interesting way to play it. Regardless, Tongue Drag from Porky will come out onto the Cassia, and that'll be another kill for the side of this red team, as Fancy Pants is able to Wraith walk away with a sliver of health. Meanwhile, the Siege Giants in top lane continue to put in pressure, I guess Siege Giant, onto this Diablo, and Gunner's doing a great job of just playing this May from range. Galaxy comes in to be able to clean out the wave a little bit faster. Gunner respects the Sylvanas who came up here. Don't know if they saw the Stukov, but it is going to be one of those situations where the May is going to just have to back off and play it safe. But it's just a good read of the map overall, and I'm sure communication within comms. Right now, I'm looking at just Legacy. He's easily able just to hold this lane for now, as Porky's going to try and shove it in a little bit. A little bit of that just soft pressure you can throw into the gate, and also just forcing rotations out from the enemy team, as I'm just going to peek around the map right now. Wait to see what our first objective looks like. A little bit, no, it's actually good timing on this camp. You'll have it enter in. Oh, we're going to have a bit of a pause, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it on back to Bandit and I, so that way we don't really give any of that vision over or anything like that. But either way. All right, we have the ready already. All right, let's get back into it. Gambling with channel points is where it's at, exactly. Giving Cure Zera to a Monka. A little Monka. We'll see how it all works out, as Gotfilth is able to get the short distance dash on the Valera and makes it alive. I thought Fancy Pants was going to be able to find the kill with maybe the Spectral Leech, or maybe Legacy would find one of those Dream Shots. Not Dream Shots, the Arcane Flares to be able to get a little extra damage out. But that'll be first objective over to the blue side, as Cure will work on these Siege Giants that are being pushed in by Porky. Porky's very low. If Cure, I wonder, could Cure actually burst down Porky? How much health do they have right now? Porky's got about 1,000. And I think this is what the biggest fear was from Cure was the dive from Valeera. I was about to say, is the damage over time too much? And it absolutely will be. Cure goes down. But in the rotation, Got Filth just gets scouted out. I was wondering if there'd be a turnaround. But realistically, if we look at that, what's the turnaround potential? Slows from Fancy Pants, sustained damage from Funds, and then Valeera's out again. So yeah, it's one of those things that I think the blue team recognize, or at least Funds and Fancy Pants recognize. We can't kill this Valeera. There's no point. Let's just go grab the soak in bottom, make up for the kill on that Zeratul, and try and come back to this objective and continue to hold over the objective phase. Because while the side of the blue team isn't winning these team fights, or at least just fights in general, they are going to be able to hold one of these objective points over the enemy side. And I'm waiting and I'm watching the map. It's a bit of a slow rotation from the blue side, and I don't think an interrupt will come out, so it'll be 1-1 on objective. Meanwhile, mid lane, Cure is getting bullied by Got Filth and friends. Short distance blink will not be enough for the damage over time supplied by Galaxy and Got Filth. Really good read, really good play from our red side, continuing to find kills in onto this blue team. Specifically, I believe onto Cure, there's been, I think, 3 kills so far. Let's actually go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers, get an idea of what that actually looks like, because we haven't had a chance to look at that at all this game. Let's see, it's split between the Cassie and the Zeratul. Sorry, Kier, sorry. That was unfair of me. I honestly thought they caught Zeratul 3 times, but no, not the case. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Fancy Pants taking a lot of damage from Porky, equally being thrown out from Fancy Pants into Porky. Is there a Spectral Leech to bring back some of this health? This is a very awkward one-on-one. Tongue Drag actually connects onto the minion. Fancy Pants, can you turn around with the Spectral Leech? Porky uses their essence to stay alive. There was a kill onto the Cassia in the top lane, but Cure comes down, and that'll be first blood for the side of our blue team. Meanwhile, though, as I said, in this top lane, the Cassia did go down, so it will be a 1-for-1. Unfortunately, this one for, single, oh my god. Like the Apocalypse used for one person with a mind control to make sure that there was no way for the Brightwing to blink to a minion or something. Wow. That single target burst is terrifying, and slowly but surely, this red team can just continue to do that and pick apart this blue side. Our blue team needs to find an answer, and I wonder, I'm trying to think right now, and I'm trying to look around the minimap and see what's the best opportunity for our blue team. The team fight isn't bad for them by any means. Maybe it was just the lack of 10 talent here. Maybe it was the team being split on this blue side. I'm wondering if our blue team could play it aggressive, maybe invading onto camps or setting up maybe bush traps around the objective phases. I feel like that would be really beneficial to their composition, because it feels like if this blue team can catch 1 to 2 people in this ice wall, then you have an Entomb, then you have Ball Lightning, you have Zeratul with the Might of the Nerazim for the extra burst ability with those resets onto basic abilities. I think that's the game plan. Like, I think you gotta catch someone, but right now this blue team is so split. I mean, Brightwing's in bottom. We have Zeratul rotating in through the mid lane as Brightwing does find the phase shift in onto Mei, but Mei pops the crowd free, still living for now. Legacy doing an amazing job of keeping this friendly team alive. Big ice wall, there's the Entomb. This is what I was talking about. This is the team fight that our blue team wants, and they're gonna be able to get it as there was an amazing soothing mist from Legacy, keeping Gunnar alive, and that'll be a triple kill for the blue team, moving in on to boss, looking for the double boss play overall, with bottom lane just now going down to the minion wave, but mostly to Porky on that Dahaka. Fancy Pants clearing out the mid lane themselves as this second boss is grabbed for the side of the blue team. Really, really well played in that team fight. That ice wall was probably the MVP moment of that fight. Like that was the turnaround moment that this blue team needed. They found it. What is the plan? Because you have your foot on the gas. Do you let up a little bit? Do you maybe, steer off to the side? You don't want to give any sort of this momentum away. And that's the big thing to consider here is Lutano's going to go ahead and get Entombed, uses the Shadow Charge to get out. That will be the Apocalypse on top of all that. Mind Control comes out from Galaxy onto the Leorc. Meanwhile, the Cassia goes down in the center of our screen. Fancy Pants being chased by the majority of the red team as Porky actually continues to go after Gunnar, not being able to chase in quick enough, and Gunnar's able to grab themselves the well. Cure, I don't think, was Tongue Drag. I don't know if I didn't see it correctly either way. Porky is going to be polymorphed, a lot of damage going on to them. Cascon doing their best to heal up, and that will be the pause in the fight, as this is another objective phase coming up. Curse potential for either side, with Boss pushing in onto the top lane keep of our red team. If the blue side can stall this out, that'd be huge. Not going to be the case, and that will be a red curse. So all of our blue structures will be shut down, and all of those minions in the blue lanes, or the blue minions, are going to be just 1 HP. Big Entomb coming out from Leoric. Mei still goes down, not able to stay alive with the utility of that Entomb kind of bunching up a lot of the members of the enemy team, as there's going to be a second kill onto the Cassia, a third kill onto the Brightwing. Fancy Pants trying to pull away the enemy team. This red team reads that situation really well. Ooh, Got Filth chasing it on to Cure, and Got Filth, I mean, there's all the range in the world. All the range in the world for Got Filth. Granted, towers do grant True Sight, so Got Filth doesn't have that. There, well, there it is. That's why Kier was playing around that structure. If you were wondering why it was just like they were just living around here, Cascon obviously does do a lot of damage with those autos, but the big concern was Valeera going into the stealth and then coming out and bursting down Kier. So Kier in that True Sight was just very smart with that as Legacy gets the phase shift in. And the one thing that I do want to note here, while this is the red team curse, they themselves don't find a lot of structural siege. Like, there was, what, the fort in bottom? Fort in mid was already down, I think? No, it was that. So actually, you know what? They found double fort. It's still pretty good. And another kill onto Cure. Unfortunately for Cure, that will be another kill onto them. 15 to 15 in levels, 4 to 12 in kills. And now camps to be grabbed across the map. Diablo sharking, looking. What's our boss timer right now? 1 minute 20, so it wasn't for that. Maybe going for the camp, or just a big rotation in onto the Mei on bottom lane. Cryo Freeze is used, buys a little bit of time. There was the Ice Wall, as well as there was a Haunting Wave, excuse me. The Mind Control from Galaxy as Valeera comes out from the shadows, and that'll be a kill onto Mei. This Valeera is bursting and terrifying into this enemy team right now. What is the Valeera kills right now? I'm just very curious. Oh, that's it. Oh, we're on APM. Let's stay on APM. Entomb comes out. Leoric is just wraith walking as quickly as they can away. There was also the isolation thrown from Dahaka onto them. But yeah, that's that. I wish I looked at Leoric's APM at that moment, because it was probably just like 500, just like no. Or at least that's what mine would have been. All right, let's go ahead and actually look at the stats that I wanted to. 5 kills onto the Kiro, or excuse me, onto the Cassia. 1 kill onto the Leoric, 3 onto the Zeratul, 2 onto Brightwing, and 2 onto the Mei. On the opposing side, well, it's everyone but Diablo who's gone down, and Diablo has full souls. We also do have the enhanced agility at level 1 for the Dahaka. So essentially, when Dahaka touches a bush baseline, it's 120 movement speed. Mount speed is 130, so you're getting 140 once you finish this out, which is big for Dahaka because you're moving 10% faster than a mounted hero. So your disengage potential is massive with this Dahaka, so you can maybe play those Apex Predator with the cooldown reduction on your brush stock. You can maybe play those really aggressive, maybe brush stock into the enemy team's boss and then get away quick enough. We'll have to see. Curse potential for the side of our blue team, but this is a lot of the red side pushed into blue team, so it's just this awkward spot. And our blue side, they started the boss, and I think or maybe they hung around the boss, and then they started a little bit late, but there's no invade coming out from our red team, who's just feigning that they're pushing in with only like 1 or 2, but Valeera's standing still, and a standing still hero doesn't show after a few seconds. I think here, has seen the shimmer of the Valeera. So I'm trying to get the vision set up for all of you so you can kind of see it for a second. This mid lane. Where is Valeera? All right, she's gone. I forget that we can show vision. I forget that every so often. I'm like, right, yes, I'm in control of things. I can do that for all of you. But right now, boss through bottom lane in favor for the side of our blue team. Looks like we have a DC from one of the players, and we will get a pause in that. So let's go ahead and jump back to our main cam. So we're not going to be showing anything about showing anything right there. 420 APM, very nice, very nice. 400 APM Valeera. Wait, really? Wow. Someone just literally posted the dead Phoenix.
We're dead.
All right, I'm confused. Is Luke and Leoric the same character? Did I accidentally call them Luke? Wait, what? What you mean, Zergling? How you doing, by the way, bud? How's everyone in chat? Lupus, good to see you, bud. Sorry, I'm missing a little bit of chat here and there. Trying to give you all really good games and not read much chat. Ah, got you. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm behind on ERBS. I'm like, I probably won't play it, but I like to watch people stream it. Like I like to watch Turk stream it. Leon as well. A lot of people, realistically. Crowan's one of my go-tos as well. I'm well. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. We have in-houses. I'm happy. We have in-houses. Let's talk. Let's cast Heroes of the Storm all day. It's literally like that's the game plan. Like we're gonna cast a bunch of in-houses. They usually fall off around like 5 o'clock my time, which is when we're gonna swap into another game. We're gonna swap into an NGS best of 3. Gilly Shark versus Phoenix Rising Zunicorn. That's what I'm gonna call them. That's either way. Leoric goes by Luke to his friends. Oh, interesting. I must have missed that in Diablo 3. We have a DC from one of the players just to keep you all up to date on this, and once they jump back in, we'll get back into game. But it was like a hard DC, so I don't know if it's internet or what. But currently the map is set up as such. We have mid lane keep very low, but not going to go down. Bottom lane has a boss in favor of the blue side. Sorry, the keep in mid lane that's going to go down is going to be the side of the blue team. All right, looks like Porky's back. Let's go ahead and we'll get a count in, and then let's get into game. Porky's laptop overheated and lucky. I like my DCs like I like my water soft. Okay. Okay. Mind control goes out. Kier's going to be able to dive around that. Gottfeld doing their best to get away from this fight, as there's going to be a massive ice wall. Unstoppable is going to be used. Big and Tune coming out from Leoric as well. Big silence out from the Stukov as well, if I'm not mistaken. I was just like, wait a minute. There might have been an isolation in there as well, as I'm seeing it on cooldown. And that, in the end, is going to be Leoric and Zeratul going down. Lutano dives deep into the enemy team as a big ball lightning out from Cassia, who finds 1 kill. Actually, Nexus forced to steal that one away. Lutano still living. The Sylvanas locks down the structure to allow Diablo to live a little bit longer. Doesn't work out as Diablo does go down. Souls to be reset, so their death timers can be very, very short. Big slow onto Cascon, who's left kind of... Well, no, they're actually not left. Galaxy tried to save with a mind control, if I'm not mistaken, and not going to be able to do so. Big haunting wave will get Galaxy away. And with that, Legacy and friends are like, well, this is boss for us, because bottom lane had a boss pushing for free the entire time. That went so well for the blue side. Like, the turnaround that we've been seeing from our blue team in this game has been absolutely insane. Like, I love the way that they've been playing this. It's a good example of yes, you've been getting killed a ton, and you found a couple kills here and there when we look at the literal, you know, kills versus, you know, blue to red, but it's staying level-headed, not tilting. Like, there's a lot of non-tilt lessons in this match, I feel, because there's so many just turnaround points that I feel we constantly are seeing. And maybe it's a little bit of the overconfidence of our red team stepping into the enemy side or playing these aggressive invades. But I feel like it's just blue staying very level-headed into an insanely aggressive red team that had an explosive start to this Cursed Hollow map. But it's not over just yet. This doesn't mean that our red team's thrown it all away by any means. They lost to keep through bottom. The red team does have the mid lane structures available for them, and I'm looking at this blue side, so this red team can maybe force their way through that mid if they find a good team fight into the blue team. But it's smart right now. Blue team seeing that so many members of red are in the top, so this is going to be an easy mid lane fort, which will push blue into their 20 talent tier. Zeratul diving in. There's also going to be the Buried Alive. Huge ice wall out from the Mei, which blocks a lot of our red team members from getting back towards this keep, as Fancy Pants gets low, is able to Wraith Walk away and run away as well. I believe... What is the talent for that? There we go. Drain momentum. I just didn't know off the top of my head. I was like, man, he's getting so much speed from something, and I knew it was I looked at the 16. I was like, no, or the 13. I was like, no, it was way earlier when I saw that as well. So it's just the full duration. I'm just not seeing the full duration end, I guess, for that spectral leech. But either way, Curse does go out in favor of the blue team, who I said has been playing fairly level-headed into the latter half of this game. Let's actually jump onto that APM again. Why not? Let's show some APM, because we all like to look at that. And as Dahaka and Diablo set up in the bush, keep in mind, Diablo does not have souls. There's the Entomb onto the right-hand side. Mind Control will come out as well. Diablo gets in the backline, but this is a no-soul Diablo trying to make plays for their team as the Leoric goes down. Zeratul is still living in just the enemy team's core range. Cure trying to make a play. Legacy comes in. It's going to be able to save Cure right now. Got Filth is the target, I think, of Cure trying to get a little bit of that revenge, I guess you could say, from the earlier kills. Diablo gets polymorphed as they are diving onto Funds. Lutano doing their best to just find another setup for this team. Ball Lightning comes out from Cassia. Funds able to force back the enemy team fairly well. We're actually going to pull away the talents really quickly as Dehaka goes down. Our blue team losing a lot of health as the Zeratul gets traded out, but speaking of trades, Valir goes down 2 for 2 overall. Curse will end. Mid lane structure is getting just destroyed by all these archers. The top lane keeps already gone. Bottom lane keeps already gone. Diablo is going to go down. No souls to reset this time. Polymorph onto the Stukov will mean that this is a quad kill for the side of our blue team, only losing Zeratul, and level heads will prevail, it seems, as it's going to be all 3 keeps going down. The core starting to fall in favor of our blue team. Now, the GGs are called, and it looks like this Curse Hollow map will go over to the side of the blue team. GG, well played. How do you put APM up in game? APM is something that you can get from the Aliobs, which is the better of the 2 observer functions in this game. You have to download it and install it. And by install, you literally have to put it in a folder and then click in Heroes to do it. But Control 1, so there's a whole control scheme. So Control 1 gives you talents. Control 2 gives you damage, deaths, roll, damage, and all that kind of stuff. Control 3 is APM. 4 is, I believe, your experience. 5 is going to be your healing. 6 is like your KDAs. 7 is like time CC. No, 6 is carried objectives. So there's a whole lot of them. There's a whole lot of them. But the APM is only something unique to us because we're doing observing. That was a good game 1. That was a really, really fun game 1. So we are going to be getting a new lobby soon, and we'll keep going with this. Let me pay out the people as well. Who wins? Blue team. Wow. Wow. The read from Twitch chat, huh?